Alright guys, so this is my setup right here. I got my jack and I got it set up on some pieces of wood, and yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and jack it up, and then we're gonna set this right here. I already got the wheel shock. Make sure you shock your wheel. Always work safely, because you never know when you're working by yourself, something can happen. So just put it there, even if you feel and you know that your brakes are good. All right, so I'm going to jack this up. Guys, so thing is jacked up pretty good. Might need to go up a little bit more, but that's okay. We could always come back on there and jack it up some more. But let's go over here and see if the tire can come off now. So I already took all the lug nuts off. These just need to come off by hand. So all the lug nuts are off. I just need to take this tire off, so let me set the camera up and do that. Make sure your brakes are released. And I wish I had a bigger hammer, but I don't. Okay, the brake drums still look good, like I expected, because this drum is not very old, but we're going to change the brake pads only. Alright, so bring you guys closer. So we still got a little bit of meat left on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and change them. Alright, so I'm getting ready to take off these brake shoes. So what you want to do, you want to make sure your brake, you could either do two things. You could back off the brakes from the slack adjuster here, or you can just release your brakes, but make sure you shock your wheel. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to release my brakes so we can relieve the tension of these springs, right? So let me go in the truck and release my brake. So if you notice where the roller is on the S cam, it's right at the tip right here. So when I release the brake, this roller is going to end up on the back side right over here. It's going to go down here as well. This roller is going to go up here. So basically you're reducing the tension of this spring right here. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to pop this spring off. There's one on both sides. So let me go in the truck and release the brake so we can get the tension off this spring in the back here. Alright, so I released the brake, as you can see. Alright, so what I'm going to do is take my vice grip, put on the spring right here. Make it a little tighter. Then I'm going to take this screwdriver, put it onto the bottom, lift it up, and that's how I got one of these spring out. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Voila. Alright. So that's how I always get these springs out. You could do it with the screwdriver only, but it's easier if you put like a vice grip on there, and then you put the screwdriver under the bottom and just pry it up. Alright, so now we're going to take these off. Let me get a little hammer and tap on it. That's it, guys. That's how you take off the brake shoe. Now we're gonna assemble the new brakes. This is a new brake right here. That's the part number, I assume. So let me get this out and take out the hardware out the plastic, and we're gonna start assembling this in. We're gonna put it back on this trailer here. All right, guys, so I got one one side of the brake shoe lined up with the old one. What I always do is put the two of them side by side and line them up, make sure, so I can make sure I'm putting everything just as it was on the old one on the new one, right? So this little clip right here, it goes on this roller. Let me take this roller off and put it on there and let you guys see how to put it on, just in case these come apart and you want to figure out how to put it back on. Just slide it onto here. That's one side. Let me take my gloves off. It's getting annoying. And then you slide this one under here like so. Voila. Okay, so that's how you put these on. I hope you guys saw that, because I have the camera facing down a little bit, so forgive me if you didn't see that. Let me take it back off. So how you put these little springs here on, you just put it like you're gonna put it on. Alright, you slide it onto like that. Alright, but now you got to put this little ear right here. See right here? Right here I have these little ears. You want to put these two little ears in these holes right here. There's a hole right here, there's a hole right here. You want to make sure these tabs go in that hole, and this is gonna rest in this groove right here on top. So you put it down like that and you force it in. Like that. Alright, so everything is lined up. You hear it snapped in. Alright, next we're gonna put these in here. Gonna have to use a hammer and tap it in. Let me get my hammer. Alright, so that's how you put that in there. Alright, so next we're going to do the other one. Got to make sure this right here is fit correctly on top here, because sometimes this little clip right here can sit on top of this brake shoe, so you got to make sure it's snugged in and spinning freely with no sticking. All right, let's put on the other. Let's put in this piece right here down in here. That's it. Sometimes if you have a heavier hammer, it'll go in easier. I got a regular nail house hammer, so. Alright, so now we're gonna put on, the spring goes right here on this hook, and the other side is gonna go on this piece right here. Some people like to put them on individually. So that's it. Alright, so this is ready to install. Alright guys, so let me take you around this side. If you can take these out, take them out. Sometimes you got to press them out. Sometimes they will come loose when you start to knock it. But in this case, only one came loose, so I'm going to just change this one right here. I'm going to put this one in here. Alright, so we got one in, and we're going to use this old one because I'm not going to spend my whole day fighting with this. So that's about it. We're going to put this new brake shoe back on here. This is probably the annoying part, trying to put the brake shoe back on here. Sometimes you got to struggle with it, but let's give it a shot. So if you're trying to put it on and you're not getting it on, sometimes you can turn your S-cam so this piece will face in this way and this piece will face in this way, so you're like twisting it a little bit halfway in between here. Alright, so you can try that, but we're gonna put this on and see. Alright, we're gonna put on this brake shoe now. Okay, the top is on, but the bottom piece always gives you a fight, but you can still get it on. That's it. So what I found is, guys, it's best to line up this roller right here on the S-cam. Even if this one right here is not lined up, line this one up on the S-cam. Then you can come over here and put your force on this and bring it over and line it up on this pin right here. Okay, now it's time to put on these two springs right here. I'm gonna put one on this side and one on the other side. Same method I do to take them off. It's the same method I'm going to use to put them back on, which is the vice grip and the screwdriver. Okay, let me get myself in place here without blocking the camera. Alright, so I'm going to put one at the bottom, then I'm going to put on the vice grip on here. Okay. There we go. And we're going to get the other side. You guys won't be able to see the other side, but it's the same method. Just you hook this side at the bottom first, then you put on the vice grip, then you put the screwdriver onto the bottom of the vice grip like this, and just pry it up in this hole right here. We're going to put on this other one right here in the back. Same method. Put the bottom in first. Then we're going to take our vice grip, put it on. Then we're going to get a screwdriver. There we go. Just like that. Take off the vice grip. And make sure it's seated properly. I knock it in. Okay, it looks good. And that's it. Now we're going to put on the brake drum. Sit there, guys. Alright guys, so now that I got the brakes installed on this trailer, now we're gonna back off the brakes because now we got some thicker brake pads on there, so we're gonna need some room to slide the brake drum on. I need to go the other way. Okay, that's it. Let's go in the back and see how well the brake shoe line up with the drum. See if we got any excess sticking out. And it's perfect, guys. Look at that. It fits perfect. Alright, so let's finish this up. Alright, let's put on this first tire. first one is on. Let's go get the other one. I need a water break. I gotta go get some water, guys. Alright. Let's finish putting on these lug nuts. That water was good. I'm going to use my power tool to run these down. Then I'm going to use the labor saving wrench to tighten that. Now what I did before was whenever I use the labor saving wrench, since I don't have a tractor trailer lug nut torque wrench, I normally go to like a repair shop and ask them to torque it down for me, and they usually don't even charge me. Okay. So each one I tighten, I just put like a marking on the rim, so I know I already torqued that one already. Alright guys, now we're gonna adjust the brakes. Make sure you shock your wheel and release your trailer brake. You want to go here and you want to tighten the brakes until the brake shoe make contact with the drums. Okay, that looks good right there. Looks like it can make contact. Now I'm going to release it a quarter turn. That should be it, guys. Alright, so that's how you adjust your brakes. And that's it for this installation of these new brakes. Alright guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video.